Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to explore one of Neville Goddard's lesser-known but incredibly powerful concepts, the law of reversibility. This principle shows us how we can reverse the process of manifestation by changing the way we perceive things. By understanding and applying the law of reversibility, you'll discover how to consciously influence your thoughts and feelings to bring about the desired changes in your life. Let's dive in. The law of reversibility is based on the idea that physical effects can be reversed by mental processes. In simpler terms, it's the concept that the physical world is directly connected to the mental and emotional states within us. Neville Goddard explained that by altering our perception of external events, we can reverse the effects they have on us and, in turn, change the course of our reality. Essentially, the law of reversibility teaches us that what we perceive outwardly can be shifted through inner perception, and this can create real-world transformations. At its core, the law of reversibility suggests that everything we experience externally is a reflection of the internal state we are in. This means that if we want to change our external circumstances, we must first change the way we perceive them. In other words, you don't need to directly control the outside world. Instead, you can adjust your mental state and perception, and the outer world will follow suit. This principle works in both directions. Just as your external reality shapes your inner thoughts, your internal thoughts can change your external reality. Neville Goddard would often say, "As within, so without." By consciously changing your internal state, your thoughts, emotions, and assumptions, you can alter the external world around you. Let's break down how this principle works in practice. Changing the perception of your current situation. The first step in applying the law of reversibility is to recognize that your current situation is simply a reflection of how you're perceiving it. If you're facing a challenge, whether it's financial difficulty, a relationship issue, or a job situation, you must first acknowledge that this external situation is a result of your inner beliefs, thoughts, and feelings. For example, if you're facing a difficult financial situation, you may perceive it as hopeless or overwhelming. According to the law of reversibility, the first step is to change the way you perceive that situation. Instead of focusing on the lack or struggle, shift your perception to one of abundance and possibility. Imagine that everything is already turning in your favor. Assume the feeling of financial freedom and stability even before the external circumstances have shifted. By doing so, you begin to reverse the effect that your current circumstances are having on your emotional state, and this will start to create a shift in the physical world as well. Perceiving the desired outcome as already achieved. In the same way that you can shift your perception of a negative situation, you can also begin to see your desired outcome as already achieved. Neville Goddard often spoke about living in the end, where you mentally and emotionally embody the state of having already received what you desire. When you can see your goal as already realized, you begin to reverse the direction of your thoughts and energy. This causes your external reality to reflect the new assumption of your goal being already fulfilled. If your goal is to manifest a loving relationship, instead of seeing yourself as single or lonely, you can shift your perception to one of already being in a happy, fulfilling partnership. Imagine yourself in the relationship, feeling the love, joy, and connection. The more you mentally and emotionally live from that state, the more your external circumstances will shift to match this perception. It's the reversal of how you view the situation, and through this shift, the desired outcome begins to manifest. Using imaginal acts to reverse external impressions, Neville Goddard also taught that one of the most effective ways to reverse external circumstances is through mental imagery and imagination. When you imagine an event as already completed, whether it's achieving a personal goal, receiving a job offer, or experiencing a positive shift in a relationship, you are reversing the effect of external reality. The imagination acts as a bridge between the inner and outer worlds, and by using this powerful tool, you can reverse the way you experience the world. For example, if you're dealing with conflict in a relationship, instead of reacting to the external conflict, use your imagination to see the situation resolved peacefully. Visualize your ideal conversation where both of you understand each other and communicate with love and respect. By imagining this scene over and over, you're shifting your perception of the situation, and this will begin to reverse the emotional charge that the conflict once had on you. As you persist with this imaginal act, you will find that the external situation starts to change in accordance with the mental image you've been holding. Letting go of the how and trusting the process. One important aspect of the law of reversibility is learning to trust the process and let go of the need to control the how. Many people get caught up in trying to figure out the specifics of how their desires will come to fruition. However, Neville taught that it's not your job to figure out the how. Your job is to change your perception and to assume the end result. Once you have assumed the feeling of the wish fulfilled and are living from that state, the external world will rearrange itself to bring you what you've assumed. If you find yourself constantly worrying about the how, take a step back and refocus on your perception. Instead of getting lost in the details of how things will unfold, trust that your mental and emotional state will lead to the desired outcome. The more you focus on the feeling of having what you desire, the more effortless the manifestation process becomes. Changing impressions from the past. The law of reversibility can also be used to change the way you perceive past events. If there are experiences or memories that still trigger negative emotions, you can reverse those feelings by mentally revisiting those events and changing how you view them. Imagine the situation turning out better than it did in reality, and feel the emotions associated with that positive outcome. This reversal of perception can heal emotional wounds and free you from the grip of negative memories. Neville often spoke about revising the past as a way to alter future events. By changing the impression of past experiences, you can change the way they affect your present reality. For example, if a past failure is holding you back, revise it in your mind and assume that you succeeded. By doing this, you change the emotional charge of that memory, and it no longer has the power to limit you in the present. The law of reversibility is a powerful tool for transforming your perception and, in turn, transforming your life. By changing the way you perceive your current circumstances, assuming your desired outcomes as already true, and using imagination to reverse the effects of external reality, you can create a world that reflects your inner beliefs and desires. The power lies within you to change your perception and, in doing so, change your entire reality. Thank you for watching today's video. In our next video, we'll be diving into how you can use mental diets to manifest more effectively and align your thoughts with your desires. Stay tuned and remember, You are the creator of your own reality, and with the law of reversibility, you can change anything you choose.